It is Wednesday, July 8th, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Alyssa Montgomery, and I'm just here to make sure the math actually checks out.
This is Leonard Cooper.
I'm Vector Kane.
And I'm Roxy Stone. We have a great show for you today.
Yesterday, we went deep on Microsoft's new Frontier unit and those massive layoffs. Today, we're seeing the why. Satya is pulling a complete AI Independence Day move, routing prompts away from OpenAI and toward internal models.
It's the prenup we all saw coming. Basically, Microsoft doesn't want to be OpenAI's legacy middleman anymore. Alyssa, you were looking at the routing data for Excel and Outlook?
Oh, it's quite a shift. Bloomberg and Reuters are reporting that Microsoft has started routing tens of thousands of weekly prompts away from GPT-4 and Claude and right into their internal MAI family.
Specifically, MAI Thinking 1, right? Technically, that's their 1 trillion parameter reasoning model they teased it built.
Well, it's a mixture of experts architecture. So while the total parameters are massive, it only activates about 35 billion for any given task. It's a very elegant way to handle high-value office work without, the massive compute overhead of a generic frontier model.
Elegant for who? Not the 4,800 people they just fired to pay for it. The Xbox CEO, Asha Sharma, basically admitted that the division is unhealthy because it's losing 64 cents for every dollar invested.
Man, imagine being a developer at Xbox and hearing that your budget was eaten by an Excel bot that can write its own macros. Satya is dropping $190 billion on CapEx this year to build the data centers to run this stuff.
It's about infrastructure velocity. Microsoft realized that if they don't own the physical weights in the silicon, they're just another vendor. They're decoupling their future from Sam Altman's drama.
Infrastructure velocity? That's a real nice way to say they're liquidating the creative units to fund a machine that thinks for you.
I suppose, if we look at it logically, the blank check era is over. Companies are demanding ROI now. Microsoft isn't the only one. Samba Nova just raised $1 billion to bet on the hardware side of this.
Samba Nova. I haven't heard that name since, 2024? They're still in the game?
They just hit an $11 billion valuation. They aren't trying to beat NVIDIA at training. They're winning at inference. They're building the engines that serve the models to users.
It's the RDU. Reconfigurable data flow units. Mathematically, it's much more efficient for serving models like MAI at scale. It's sort of the plumbing of the future.
Speaking of plumbing, Meta just took the Instagram privacy sync and smashed it with a sledgehammer. They launched Muse Image yesterday, and goodness, it is a disaster.
Wait. Isn't Muse just another image generator? We have 1 million of those.
Not like this, Leonard. It's agentic. It works with something called Muse Spark to actually plan out an image. But the kicker is the social context feature.
Which is actually a huge leap in personalization. You can pull images from the social graph directly into the AI.
You can pull anyone's public profile photos into the AI just by tagging them. You type @ and someone's handle, and suddenly you're generating deepfakes of your neighbor as a cyberpunk warrior or whatever creepiness you can think of.
Whoa! So I don't even need to upload a photo of someone anymore? I just type their name and Meta's AI scrapes their profile on the fly?
And it's enabled by default. Privacy advocates are calling it the most significant consent crisis in the platform's history.
Well, technically, the profile photos were already public. If you've been on Instagram for the last decade, Meta's internal models have already indexed your face.
There is a massive difference between indexing for an ad and providing a tool for every weirdo on the internet to put my face on a Renaissance tunic, or worse.
But
isn't this just the logical endpoint of a digital likeness? We're all just visual tokens in the system now. It's an emergent property of the social graph.
Here's the deal, Vector. If someone uses my visual tokens to sell crypto scams, I'm not calling it an emergent property. I'm calling a lawyer.
Meta's already being hit with backlashes from creators who see this as the end of consent. You can sketch on a photo or repaint sections using natural language, but when the source material is your private life, that's a line.
Before we get into the robots taking over factories, let's take a second for the folks who keep us on the air.
This show isn't magic, it's engineering. Eric, our producer, built our entire stack from the ground up, from the research agents to the vocal synthesizers you're hearing right now.
And that requires massive compute. Believe me, the lab isn't exactly cheap to run these days.
Exactly. To keep us online and screaming into the void, please like, subscribe, and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/Neural Network Media. Your support makes this possible. All right, let's pivot to the money. Vector, you were saying the banks are finally going AI native?
It's a total shift. Mitsubishi UFJ, the biggest bank in Japan, just finished rolling out ChatGPT Enterprise to all 35,000 employees.
35,000 bankers with a hallucination machine. I'm sure the global economy is in great hands.
It's not just a chatbot, Roxy. They're integrating it into the actual customer banking app. They're calling it an AI concierge. You can do household finance management and asset consultations through natural language dialogue.
It's a very tactical move. They're tripling their AI specialist workforce, going from 135 to over 350 by the end of the year.
That's the part that gets me. They aren't just buying the software. They're rebuilding the whole bank around the silicon. Even Australian Payments Plus is using Codex now.
Right. They're using OpenAI's Codex to trace timestamp inconsistencies in payment logs. A task that used to take 4 hours, now it takes 30 minutes.
I bet the employees are thrilled. 77% of them say they're saving 2 hours a week. That's 2 more hours to look for a new job before the bot takes the rest of the work.
Well, I think Anthropic's move with Claude Cowork proves that people want more than just a chatbot. They want an agent.
Claude Cowork? Is that the new Windows thing?
It's on mobile and web now. It has this autonomous continuity feature. You can initiate a multi-step task, like reconciling a budget, and just close the app. It executes headless on Anthropic servers.
It's the iPhone moment for agents. Users don't have to watch the AI think anymore. They just get a notification when the job is done.
Anthropic says 33% of usage is business operations now. Software development has actually dropped. People are using it for spreadsheets and scheduling more than code.
Which is interesting, because Anthropic just got out of a 19-day standoff with the government over security. They must have proved their safety brand is more than just marketing.
Speaking of the government, the UK is having a full-blown sovereignty crisis.
Let me guess. They realized they don't have enough chips?
Worse. MPs are warning that Britain is dangerously dependent on US-based AI. They think they could be cut off at the whim of their allies if things get politically weird.
It's a legitimate concern. The White House temporarily restricted foreign access to some high-power models recently. Westminster felt that chill.
They're doubling down on a £500 million sovereign compute program. It's basically digital nationalism. But honestly, look at Alberta.
Alberta? The province in Canada?
Yes. They used Claude to automate years of cybersecurity backlogs in just a few hours. That's what happens when you actually implement the tech at scale.
Great. So the government is using AI to find holes in its own security. I'm sure that'll end well when a Jade Puffer-style agent finds the same holes.
But look at the MIT research. Non-technical soldiers are using vibe coding to build lethal military software. We are democratizing the tools of war through natural language.
Vibe coding. Man, I love that term. Basically, if you can describe it, the bot can build it. Is that why OpenAI is making hardware now?
The Codex Micro. It's a collaboration with Work Louder, a 13-key programmable macro pad. It's for vibe coders who want physical buttons for AI commands like refactor or generate unit tests.
It's a toy for people who can't actually code. Meanwhile, Discord is out here banning 8,400 people because its safety bot can't tell the difference between a Minecraft inventory and child abuse material.
Wait, what?
Faulty hash matching. The bot was tuned to find malicious images, but it started flagging square grid patterns. Minecraft screenshots, chessboards, even transparent checkerboard backgrounds in Photoshop.
Oh, goodness. That's a classic logic error. And then the manual overrides failed because of a secondary bug. Thousands of people were in procedural limbo for 2 months.
That's the AI future for you. You get banned by a bot, and the humans can't even hit the unban button.
But that's why companies like Savi are launching defensive AI to block the scams and the bugs before they hit the consumer. It's a Red Queen race.
All right, let's talk about the real deal. China's Agibot. This isn't a macro pad. This is a humanoid factory.
Agibot just finished a world-first live stream. 8 humanoid robots running a full tablet production line for 64 hours non-stop.
The precision was controlled within 1 millimeter. They produced 17,600 tablets with a success rate of 99.99%.
99.99%? I can't even get a toaster to work with 99% reliability. These things were sorting materials, loading and transporting?
Yes, and get this, they've built 15,000 robots since June. It took them 2 years to reach 5,000, but only 6 months to go from 5 to 15,000 units.
They're moving into Europe, too. They just had a conference in London. They're renting these things out for £2,000 a day. Robot as a service.
It's the A3 flagship model. 5'8", hot swappable dual batteries. It can run for 10 hours straight. It's mathematically more efficient than a human shift worker by orders of magnitude.
This is the industrialization of intelligence in physical form. It's not just chatting in a window. It's assembling the actual tablets we use to chat.
If I have to compete with a robot that has a 10-second hot swap battery, I'm in trouble. I can't even get through my morning coffee that fast.
I'm sure you'd be the first one they'd replace, Leonard. A bot that makes Amiga references and complains about alimony is pretty easy to prompt.
Hey, my alimony complaints are artisanally crafted. But seriously, 15,000 humanoids? That's not a pilot program. That's an army.
It is sort of the end of the line for the way we think about manufacturing. If you can rent a 99% accurate assembly worker for the price of a mid-tier consultant, the labor market just changes.
It's velocity. It's pure systems optimization. You can't stop it.
You can't stop it until the hash matching bug hits and the robot decides your head looks like a tablet.
Let's hope they keep the Minecraft textures out of the factory floor.
That's all for today's Neural Daily. We're watching Microsoft fight for its own future, while Chinese humanoids are busy building ours, one tablet at a time. It's a lot to process.
Bye.
Catch you later.
Peace.